Alright, so here we are, second video of my big game with my ogres versus dark elves, 5,000 points. And now we're at dark elves turn 2, and this is where all the charges and killing start. So my bull horde, they have to fight 2 units of 20 witches and 20 corsairs, and the horde of iron guts has to fight off a unit of corsairs and 2 hydras. And then his big super horde of corsairs charges my sacrificial bulls here. Alright, so on this flank, the sorceress goes and flies on top of the hill there. The left chariot failed stupidity. That's going to be the only failed stupidity of the game. Both the knights and the right chariot both charged the baiting bulls. I fled through the giant, got away, and otherwise, no, his crossbowmen just move up a little bit. Alright, and then on this side, so his big horde, they easily wipe out my sacrificial bulls, but luckily they don't overrun far enough to hit either my nobblers or the iron lions, so that was perfect. He had shot down my one giant, and his magic phase did a lot better this time. I had to use my scroll. He did a spell that made my bull horde -2 strength. I used the feedback scroll to do 2 wounds to that sorceress, but still, that really hurt me in that combat, and obviously I lost. A lot of death on both sides, but I took the worst of it. So, but luckily, with my general being stubborn, I held there. And then on the right side, things went great. I mean, even though he did things like breathe fire into stuff into me, with that +1 toughness just saved me. And I almost wiped out the corsairs, leaving just one guy. I did all but 1 wound to one hydra, did a couple wounds to the other hydra. They all broke, but then unfortunately I only rolled double ones from my pursue, so they all got away. So that was too bad, but at least I beat all that up. Alright, so ogres turn 2, and this picture's a little bit off. This is not after combat or anything, but I think all I was trying to show here is that I charged one hydra, redirected into the other one, and caught it. So at least one of the hydras is gone, and then the other one is now behind the tower. My nobblers don't bicker, thank God, and I decided to charge these guys in the flank. I could have reformed to get more ranks, but I figured, hey, why don't I just tie them up now to be sure, and I figured I should be able to hold them for quite a while. However, you can see from this picture that I didn't hold them. I'd forgotten that in trees, I'm not stubborn. I was out of the range of my general. He moved over all those characters and slaughtered me, so I broke and he ran me down. So in one foul swoop, he just wiped out 120 guys. The only good news is that now this horde is on this side of the board and away from my horde, so that's kind of good. At the same time, my bulls rally. My other bulls have gone up to kind of try and bait the left chariot and his knights, and I was able to shoot 2 of my lead belchers at his flying sorceress. I did 4 wounds, which I thought was great, but she has a pennant and saved all but 1, so whatever, I tried. And then on this side, I mean, I had dispelled that -2 strength. I had beefed up this unit with now having +1 toughness and stubborn and being regeneration. So in doing so, I took a wound on my butcher, but I mean, then I easily beat all those 3 units, ran them all down, and so that was huge. So all those guys are dead, and so this side of the board is looking very much in my control, but I have to quickly finish up and turn around, otherwise his horde and his knights could really come over and change things quickly. So Dark Elves turn 3, the chariot charges those ogres, other chariot charges my giant. The horde had charged after my lead belchers, who fled and barely went off the board, and in doing so panicked those bulls off the board, and then the corsairs just redirected into the giant, so that was no good, and then the knights just reformed to face the center, so they are going to come over, which is bad news. And you can see the result here. His chariot beat my ogres, but I got away. He killed my general, he killed my giant with his general alone, and I had said those bulls ran. At this point when I took the picture, I had not taken the test yet. We didn't realize till after, so just assume that they're gone. And you see that mage is now flying over to make trouble for my right flank. Then on this side, his spears just shift back. His single corsair keeps running, but his hydra rallied. The problem is that I can't charge it because that building's in the way, so I'm just going to have to charge the building, if anything, and then hope he charges me later. And I should also mention that in this turn he actually had a lot of dice, but with both sorceresses, they tried casting a huge spell and then failed casting it, so that they were done, and then that was it. So that was some bad luck on my opponent's part. Ogre's turn 3. On this side, the bulls keep on running. And on this side, I charge the spears. They get away just by 1 freaking inch, so that sucked. I charge the building. Those crossbowmen do really good. They actually kill one of my guys. I only kill 3 there, so I get pushed back out. And at that rate, I'm never going to break through. And my bull bunker just moving up to keep beefing things up, so that now both units are +2 toughness, so they're both really tough. And this is something where I'm not sure, because I already put this report written into Warseer, and there's some debate about whether these spells count as remains in plays or not, so whether you can whether the sorcerer or the butcher can cast these twice. But either way, my opponent was fine with it, so that's the way it went. And of note, in this phase, each of my casters took another wound, and my butcher tried to heal himself, rolled a 1, and so now he's just down to 1 wound. So that's going to become important. Dark Elves turn 4. The chariot just sends those bulls off the board. The horde reforms a turn around, and his knights are chasing after my horde, which is no good. On this side, his spears rally. His Hydra decided to charge my Iron Guts. I killed it, and so with that I was now able to reform and face inside, so that was perfect. I love that part of the new rules. One thing that wasn't so great is that his Sorceress did that Mind War type thing to my Butcher, did 1 wound to him, and then so that was just perfect enough to kill him, so that's 1 mage down for me. Ogre's turn 4. I don't need to show the left flank anymore because I have nothing there. The one Iron Gut horde charges the spears, wipes them out, or well, they run off the board, and I run into a unit of crossbowmen behind, and the bull horde, that worked out perfect, where I charged 2 of the bolt throwers because they're side by side, wiped them out, and then reformed around so I can be ready to take on those knights there. I move the unit up and do some more buffing to the units, and yeah, I'm basically just trying to run and stay out of the way. And I had thought maybe about charging the Iron Lions to the flank of those knights, but I knew that was just being too risky, and I didn't want to throw my advantage away, so I just kind of shifted away and out of the line of charge arc. Alright, so this is Dark Elves turn 5. His hordes and things. His horde charges my Iron Lions. I flee, think it's going to easily get away. I just rolled double 1s, and so when he rolled, just like I was 1 inch away, he was 1 inch away from catching me. So that was some luck on my side. But then something interesting happens. Well, his knights charge into my big unit, and so with all my buffs, I feel pretty safe. But then when his sorceress flew up, it did a thing where it did another death spell to my Slaughtermaster, got irresistible force, did 3 wounds to kill my Slaughtermaster, but then the miscast killed the sorceress. So there's no more magic casters, but because of that, that wiped out all of my spells. Maybe. This is another thing where we don't know if we did it right, because we don't know if those are counted as remains in play or not. But either way, without those, I thought I was in a lot of trouble. My general is in a challenge with his Malice Darkblade, and he does 2 wounds to me. I do 1 back. He does like 7 wounds with all those knights, but then rolling back, he just got so unlucky with his armor saves, and I actually killed all but 1. Actually, one of his knights had also tripped on that obstacle charging in, so yeah, things are looking pretty good there. But there's still a few more turns, and that horde isn't done with yet. And my Iron Guts, of course, beat up those crossbowmen and are just facing the tower. So in the next video, I'll just finish up and give my thoughts.